Howdy do. It's me, Meek, the Minx. Alright, so as you can see, I'm outside, so there are probably going to be some pauses in the video just to allow if there's any background noise that needs to be paused out. But I wanted to come on here to do a reading, so whatever space and time this video finds you, you're welcome. Also, there's also a little plug about like how we're going through life, and then there's like teachers in your life that come and then you go and you experience stuff, and it's always nice when the teachers come back, right? I love that feeling, like when someone has taught me certain things about life and then I have to go through my own little trial, and then when you see them again, and no matter what time and space they come back, you get this feeling of vibration of happiness, like yay, thanks for coming back. You know, it's just nice to see how both have transformed. It's quite beautiful. Speaking of transformation, that is one of the downloads, right? There's something about ancestral seeds and how the soil of your flesh that harbors your spirit and your soul has the richness from your genetic material from your ancestors, right? And your breath of life shows the transformation of whatever has been planted in that soil, okay? But the cream of the crop rises to the top. That's what I heard as well. The cream of the crop rises to the top. Okay, so it's your job as a vessel in this divine play of life that we're playing to filter out all the nonsense that you don't want to carry on forward. Okay, but use the strong foundation of your genetic material, okay, and let past lessons learned to move forward to make a brighter plants or fertilization of the fruits that's going to grow in the future. Okay, yeah. So during your life, you have these self-reflections, and then you pay attention to everything around you in the divine play of life. You see your parents, you see your ancestors, aunties, uncles, you know, your family base, your friends can also serve as this. Okay, in which areas you'd like to improve. Okay, and again, you do this without judgment because you didn't walk a mile in their shoe. They had to exist in order for you to be here. Okay, now for those of you who are estranged from your family, you will see the outcome of your familial tree through the friendships and bonds that you make through other people. Okay, because there's always going to be some kind of resonance on a genetic and also ethereal plane. Okay, from there you'll be able to see what things you want to tweak within yourself, because remember, as within, so without, as above, so below. Okay, so that's always true no matter what your life circumstances. Okay, so certain things that you would like to see change in yourself, you will make those changes because you love yourself. Okay, and that doesn't mean that, again, knowledge is just half the battle, because you may know something but don't put it into practice to actually gain the wisdom for it. Implementation, so you could actually, you know, make different decisions. I did hear from one of my old teachers, Foster. On my current timeline, he came back around. He said this thing where he was saying hell is just repeating the same loop, keep going around the wheel, keep making the same decisions. And that does sound like hell. And this is why when you think about higher level of consciousness or angels, you know, like when they say they're above time and space, right? It means you've ascended past certain levels of karma, okay? And it's just whether or not you're going up or down, okay? It's really just the different spots of Jacob's ladder, okay? And are you incorporating the wisdom? Because you're constantly going to be fluctuating, okay? It's just that you have to keep the lessons from the past, right? And keep implementing it as you see it. You start realizing the algorithm, keep playing, and so you have the codes to get through certain things much faster, much easier, so you keep going up, okay? I heard we ascend quite easily, okay? Those of us who are aware. You've gained certain levels of consciousness, you're able to ascend quite easily. Okay, no one gets left behind unless you choose to be left behind. Okay, if you choose to stay in the realms of hell, then that's a choice, and no one can save you from it because it's all internal. You must go within. You must go within. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so there's something about against believing versus knowing. When you keep staying in the state of belief, okay, you are not incorporating knowledge into your everyday pattern and awareness. Which, by the way, it is real. Like I said, there's witches and there's warlocks, people who have knowledge and they use that to manipulate others. But as long as you're actually following your internal path, that doesn't really last that long. Okay, you'll be able to see it. I know at some point too, I was even watching it happen in real time. I was like, wow, this is happening. I don't know if this person doesn't need to know that I'm aware of it, but you know, I was on that certain resonance and I had to walk a certain walk in order to gain the full understanding that I have right now. Okay. Yeah, but everyone goes through this. I'm not special. This is not a special thing. Okay. You're not alone. So find comfort in that. Okay. Find comfort in that. Yeah, be mindful of certain rituals that you're partaking in. Know the reason why you're partaking in those rituals. I remember the heart is key. So even if you're around certain different resonances, especially as you're being faced in the public eye, or if you're, your acts of service in your community is requiring you to be in engagement with different energy fields that you probably wouldn't normally. Remember that your heart is key in all things, right? So we all have our human nature. We also have our shadow side. We have our light side. You know what I'm saying? Which all has to be in balance, right? It has to be in balance. You can't fake this part. You can't, okay? Your emotional body, you have to just have awareness and now be present with all the things. You cannot intellectualize yourself out of the experience of life. You cannot. It's impossible. You start living a fraudulent life. Okay, where you're saying one thing but doing another. You have to be whole, meaning all your spiritual body, your physical body, everything is moving in unison. Okay, it's not moving in contrast or against each other. It starts giving an ebb and flow kind of situation. Okay, but always remember to be able to ascend back to your Godhead and do not outsource that power. Okay, this is the difference between believing. If someone tells you something, it doesn't go through the gates. It has to go through the gates. Okay, in order for you to make it to Zion, for you to make it to the point of understanding and full holiness. Okay, so this way, as you trust your intuition and you're able to transcend through life. Okay, you're able to see things more clearly because you're moving from your heart space, right? And your mind and your heart is not in battle with one another. Okay, heart is key. It is key. Okay, and you also don't leave your body behind because you understand that your heart, the vessel that holds your heart, is your body. I believe your heart's the first thing that is actually formed, right? So that's your first mind. Okay. Yeah. So if you're leading with your intellect, it's not going to last. You're going to be in loops, in states of hell quite frequently. Okay. All right. That's the beginning of the message. Let me start pulling some cards. Also, in today's message, Foster, he was saying how when you're doing things like this, like reading for others, which is a whole thing. Okay, this is why I do like this separation. If you get this message, you get the message. Okay, if you don't get the message, it wasn't time for you to get the message. It's neither here nor there. Whatever, the same force that told me come down here, click on the camera, for whatever space and time you find this message is when you find the message. Okay, if you don't get the message, please, you have to understand that maybe the message was not meant for you. This is why when you're partaking in any kind of spiritual reading, you must know where you end and others begin. This is why you don't just go there willy-nilly or glamorizing or putting anybody above a pedestal, because as within, so without. Okay, you can't skip that part. You can't, or else there's going to be an imbalance, and then when the disconnect happens, you're going to be swung a whole nother direction. Scatta. Okay, we go to a different direction, and then you're gonna be like, why didn't you da 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 da? And then you blaming somebody outside of yourself. Nah. You're responsible for yourself. You're responsible for your own work. Okay? And remember to do everything with your heart, because that is the true test. Your heart's not just something, a vessel that's pumping blood through your body. It's not. There's a whole spiritual thing that goes with it. This is why it's important to work out. I know I said it. It's important for you to like keep it active. Okay? Because and also balance, right? You don't want to have high blood pressure either. Okay? You got to keep it healthy. Okay? Your physical follows your spiritual. Okay? Because as you keep pouring love into yourself, care for yourself, making good decisions for you, right? Your spiritual, all the other things kind of just amplify your resonance. Okay? To the point where you could clear the skies. It's actually quite nice. Okay? I say that humbly. Humbly. Yep. Speak the truth and shame the devil. All right, let's get into the reading. Thank you, God, creator of all things known and unknown. Please guide my vessel with the highest possible frequency of divine alignment for all those involved, divine wisdom, power, and glory on all those who have come before me. I praise God in all things, in all languages, all tongues. Thank you. The cream of the crop will rise to the top. The cream of the crop will rise to the top. Also, there was something else. Okay. Improve yourself. Don't have an idle mind. Okay. The more idle that you are, the more you get to, you just get blocked. You start planting nonsense seeds. Okay. And this could be resulting in depression, lower level energies. Okay. Competition energy. Okay. Alright, so we have the Five of Wands in reverse, the Fool card. Alrighty then, the cream of the crop will rise to the top. Okay, so I do see Five of Wands here in reverse. We also have the Seven of Wands, which is showing victory. A victory! So it's possible you were just getting into some wahala? Is it problems? You have problems now? But they're smiling. I keep saying this. It's almost as if like there was a... So as you're going through this whole thing, right, of life, there's going to be moments in time where you're going to be challenged. Right, and it could be friendly competition, or I guess people are just kind of seeing where you stand, right? And so things are going to be sent your way to see if you can hold your own. Okay, I am seeing that you are a leader, and you were triumphant over the nonsense, right? This is why I was saying earlier, you have to be mindful of the rituals that you're partaking in and who you're partaking in those rituals, okay? Because some of them are designed to be your teacher in the shadow. Okay, not everything is in the light. Some things are in the shadow, the parts of your subconscious mind that you aren't aware of. And this is where the contrast starts happening. Hold on, we're gonna put this guy inside. Okay. Yes, partaking in certain rituals will cause will cause a sequence of events for certain life experiences to happen to see where you fall on that spectrum. Okay, this is all about soul ascension, so you're supposed to be aware of those kind of things. Okay, be aware of the parts of you in the shadow that is not in your, it's in your peripheral, it's in the background noise. Okay, and so you meet certain teachers who operate in the shadow. Okay, they operate in the shadow. Okay, and they make certain assessments with you, okay, of you, I should say, into what life tribulations you're about to experience, okay? And that's what this Five of Wands looks like, okay? And you don't always have to, your willpower is within yourself. You don't have to partake in this, but there's a reason why you're on your soul journey that these things are happening, Okay, it's supposed to serve as a wake-up call in areas of your life that you're not paying attention to. This is why it's happening in the shadow. That's why it's happening in the shadow. Okay, I know some people don't like that, but it's shadow work. It's quite literally shadow work. They're working you. Okay, you getting worked out. All right, I gotta hurry up because I gotta yeah, I'm timed on this video. Okay, all right, so we also have the Fool card here because you were triumphant in that work there. The wolves, I call them, right? You were able to start a new paradigm. Okay, remember we were talking about ascension and how you're not going around the same loop because you made different choices, right? That also had to do with you overcoming thoughts of the past, like emotion in your emotional body. Okay, so things that was once triggering to you, causing you some kind of emotional turmoil, like conflict, like, oh, I don't like how this feels. Okay, that's becoming, you have reconciled those things. Okay, you are safe and secure. We have the Lover's card here, your heart and security. Yeah, so it may seem as if these two things are separated, right? Like your heart wants to go this way, but you need something for security on this side, right? This is kind of difference between people who like follow their passions versus doing things that they don't necessarily want to do. Okay, when really you should be trying to unite those things. Okay, the Lover's card talks about that. Okay, you're being united. You can find security in your heart space. It's actually definitely required for the ascension through this life. Okay, you must find security in your heart space in order for you to make improvements in life. Okay, I am seeing the Two of Cups on the board. This is love. It has to do with the union between feminine and masculine. Okay, we also have the Nine of Cups. Okay, so congratulations. If this message has found you, you are now operating with emotional stability, which could only allow more cups to be filled. Okay, more cups to be, you're going to multiply this. You're going to multiply this. Yeah, it's a death in reverse. So you just came out of a cycle, transformation station. Good job on that. All right, so I'm going to end the video right now, just so I can upload it and then call it a day. I am going to say you need to be a little bit patient right now. The seeds have been planted, and right now just keep fertilizing that soil. So everything that you're doing, if you're learning new skills, continue. I am seeing make sure that you're eating healthy things in order to keep that, that soil fertilized, okay? Thank you.